You have to make some noise.
Let's make some noise!
If you want to be heard.
We are here to be heard.
Today we're going to be talking about a new theory called the Amybeth and Enola Holmes theory. So this theory started to rise after Amybeth was announced recently that she will be in Stranger Things Season 4. I do have several videos where I talk about that theory, which became confirmed. So if you want to watch that, I have a playlist. I will leave it up here. So this theory stems from that confirmation that we received recently. Just as a disclaimer, this is just a theory. It stems from rumors, so we don't know if this will actually be the case. But taking a deeper look into this rumor will help us to understand how plausible this theory is, I guess. Like, this theory seems to make a lot of sense, and I'll talk about all of that in this video. So while this is just a theory at this point, I think it's good to have an open mind about it, just because Amybeth was recently announced to be in Stranger Things, so anything could happen basically at this point. So I'm gonna give credit to the person who I saw post about this theory first, and that was FANSMEMES on Instagram. You should go follow them. They post a lot of great content about Anne. So they included a screenshot from an article that was written around May. So this is what the article says. Millie Bobby Brown reportedly wants Stranger Things stars in Enola Holmes 2. According to sources close to WGTC, the same ones who told us Enola Holmes 2 was in the works last year, Brown wants to get some of her co-stars from the aforementioned series involved in the sequel. There's no word on who exactly she has her eye on, but this is reportedly something that she's looking to make happen. Brown has a lot of sway on these films too, as she serves as a producer alongside her sister Paige, so it all depends on which of her friends from Hawkins, Indiana are free to hop on over. And the caption of this post reads, Amybeth will be going back to the UK once she's done with Stranger Things, and Millie will be going there too to film for Enola Holmes. All too convenient if you ask me. I think it's happening, you guys. And then this account also elaborated their theory in the comments of their post, and this reads, Amybeth lives with Louis now, according to him. So Louis is Amybeth's boyfriend, so it'd be too perfect considering Millie is open to other ST cast members joining if they're available. We also know there was a lot of similarities to Anne and Enola, and as a result, fans were making a bunch of parallel edits comparing them, with many going viral with tens of thousands of likes. So a small part of me wonders if Millie said this and was actually thinking of Amybeth in particular, as it's possible she knew at this point Amybeth was joining the cast of ST and knew that it would be highly anticipated if she ends up also joining Enola Holmes 2 as well. Millie is a producer on Enola, so I'm sure Netflix gave her info about the demand of Enola in general, but also potentially in relation to Anne with an E. I'm 80% sure it will happen at this point, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, in terms of how this theory could relate to an Anne with any renewal or how it could lead to a greater viewership for the show, here's what Anne the series fandom had to say. Something that was mentioned in one of these articles is Netflix's desire to find more content that appeals to families. Enola was a great example because it didn't just interest kids but also adults to an extent, with Henry Cavill also featuring among other well-known names. Just thinking about that is interesting in respect to Anne with an E, because even though it was meant for all viewers, it apparently only did exceptionally well with young audiences and mediocre elsewhere. So this could be a very intricate plan to demand for Anne with an E to do better for all ages. All ages obviously in turn leads to bigger viewership numbers in those first 28 days in comparison to content that is only geared towards one age group. So I get why this approach might be something they are really thinking about. So for those of you guys who do not know Enola Holmes at all or who haven't seen the movie, I will give a synopsis that I found on Wikipedia about this film. First of all, it's a Netflix original produced by Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things, and the synopsis of the first movie of Enola Holmes is, the story is about the teenage sister of the already famous Sherlock Holmes who travels to London to find her missing mother, but ends up on a thrilling adventure, pairing up with a runaway lord as they attempt to solve a mystery that threatens the entire country. Now, aside from the circumstances that seem to indicate that Amybeth might be in the sequel of Enola Holmes, there are, as I mentioned from the post, there are some comparisons between Anne with an E and Enola Holmes that I think would be interesting to just bring up, because these could have been things that were possibly taken into consideration when making this decision, and again, this is just a theory. So Anne with an E and Enola Holmes are both based on books. Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery and the Enola Holmes Mystery Series by Nancy Springer both take place in the Victorian era. Enola Holmes fits into the neo-Victorian literature genre. When Enola Holmes came out last year, I saw a lot of articles that were hyping up and comparing Anne with an E and Enola Holmes. So there's already an existing hype and acknowledgement from from both fandoms, the ANNEFANMEMES fandom and the ENOLA HOLMES fandom, about the fact that these two have very similar elements in their stories and have even made parallels and connections to what we have been given in these two stories. So the first point is the fact that the Language of Flowers book is seen in both ANNEFANMEMES and then later Enola Holmes. According to one of these ANNEFANMEMES/Enola Holmes comparison articles, The Language of Flowers was a book used in the British Victorian era, 1837 to 1901, a date that agrees with the temporal setting of both productions, the end of the 19th century. In this way, it seems like they're connected and kind of exist in the same universe, if that makes sense. A bunch of people in the ANNEFANMEMES fandom also noticed that it seemed like Amybeth, or I guess Anne, appears in the background of one of the scenes of Enola Holmes, which is kind of funny because it does look like her, but it was probably just an extra that looked a lot like Amybeth. But it also allowed for fans to draw comparisons and relate these two stories. In terms of characterization, these two heroines have a lot in common, which is pretty obvious. They both like books, they both love nature, they both dress up as boys, wear corsets, and wear dresses to seem older when they are on a mission. They both do not comply with societal standards. They're outcasts in their societies. They both have a love interest which pertains to the enemies to friends to lovers trope, Anne with Gilbert and Enola with Tewkesbury. I hope that's how you say his name. And these relationships are kind of slow burn. I mean, I haven't read Enola Holmes, so I don't know if they end up together, and please don't spoil that for me, but like, they seem like they are leading there. Overall, it would just make sense for Amybeth to appear in Enola Holmes too, given all this hype surrounding Anne and Enola Holmes and their connections and comparisons. Amybeth has already appeared in a period drama, which is Anne. She has already been accustomed to working in a period drama. Millie and Amybeth probably have met in person at this point, so I really believe that Amybeth would literally be the perfect casting for the sequel. It would bring these two fandoms together, even though these two fandoms are already practically the same. It would kind of bring a new audience to this film because people that haven't seen it like would watch it because Amybeth is simply in it and they enjoy ANNEFANMEMES. It would be so exciting. It would also give people that haven't given ANNEFANMEMES a chance to give it a chance. And that's pretty much the end of this theory because there isn't really much else to go off from this, just from what we already know and this article that may or may not be true. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you guys think it will be likely that Amybeth will be cast in Enola Holmes 2? What do you think about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video if you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much to Tragical Anne, Millie55525300, Books Candles 13, Sancho 08, Fablu 03, Cuddle Gaga, K the Key, Nix 28R, Avonlees, Shrewberry.Cuthbert.Blythe, Braves Shirley, Ann_E.Doodle, Otako_Move 13, and the series fandom, Ruby.Doculus.AWAE. Before shouting out my last video, if you would like to receive a shout out in my next video, all you have to do is retweet my tweet about this video on my Twitter or share my post about this video on your Instagram story and tag me as well. Thank you so much to Rasser for becoming my first ever channel member. If you would like to become a channel member, you can check out the join button below this video and on my channel page. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you guys enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel if you guys want. I will be coming back with a new video soon on the new theories of who Amybeth's character Vicky will be in Stranger Things season 4. I love you guys so much. Bye! Mwah.